Hey everyone, welcome to another LEGO fan video. Today I'll be covering Ben 10. So I do Ben 10 and I do LEGO stuff. No more Roblox, unfortunately. I'm gonna try and get that up back, but I don't think it's gonna be happening. But anyway, so today is gonna be the Ben 10 villains that are returning for revenge from Season 1. So I'm not gonna name them all because you guys, yes you, are gonna be guessing all of these guys. So you have 10 seconds to guess them. I play the very first line or word for one of them. And you have 10 seconds to guess them. So here is the first one. And here is the first line.
Hull damage 20%. Losing power, sir.
Wow, for once I actually got that right on the nose. So 10 seconds, good luck. These are all the versions of them. So, these are Philgax's droids. That was the very first line, in which they're very concerned of the fact that they're losing much power after a ship just blasted them, the one that carries the Omnitrix. I'm not going to say who was piloting the ship, as it is confirmed in Season 3, so we'll get to that person another time. I'm actually kind of sad that they did make another appearance. So that was their very first appearance. The episode that was not their very first appearance. My mistake. So they actually first appeared in Truth. Two of these guys were Aiden Philgax and getting, I think about 9 nukes out of silos, just pulling them out of the silos. And then Phil and Grandpa Max stepped in and managed to defeat Philgax and his two droids, attaching them both along with Philgax to one of the nukes with a glue gun, and all the while Philgax is screaming Tennyson before being blown up with his ship. And then it's later confirmed that he actually survived. Somehow. Miracles happen, you know? Because you have to keep a bad guy going. They also appeared in Gwen 10. I know what you're saying. Yes, I know it's a non-canon episode. I don't really care. I consider it an episode. It's an episode. So they played the same role as they did in the very first episode. And then there were 10, I think it's called. I don't know. In which they piloted Vilgax's ship and the mother droid got sent down, beat by Diamond Head, yada yada yada. We all know the story. So all of them are very good with technology, and in fact some of them can actually hack some technology. Some of them can fly. The two that can't fly are these guys and these guys. All of them, but this one can shoot lasers. I think no, this one can't shoot lasers either. This one can sense other droids, has a powerful jump. All of them can survive space. I'm gonna assume that only these two can merge with people, because we don't know about these two. I'm gonna say no, because they're really big, and this one's already humanoid enough. So, they all can survive in space, some can merge with people, and they all have an Omnitrix tracker. That's how they're able to find Ben 10, as is later confirmed. But they can easily be torn apart. They are often single-mindedly focused on getting the Omnitrix, are very vulnerable to heat. So now let's get our one-word person out of the way. So this is the next person. There's his younger self. That's him regenning. I didn't realize they overlapped until now, but you get the point. And then that's his most recent version on the bottom. This is his very first line. I have to stop it right there, or else they were going to reveal the name. 10 seconds. Any Ben 10 fans should know this one. I think he actually has another version. So, this is Ben's own archenemy, Vilgax. So that was his very first line, word, whatever. So he is excuse my pronunciation if I'm going to mispronounce this, a chimerian so generous. Yeah. So he first appeared in Truth in his younger self, in which he was taking about 9 nukes from their silos, pulling them up via his ship. But he then got attached to one by Grandpa Max and exploded when it collided with the ship. He then came back, season 1 started, yada yada yada, we all know the story. Then he reappeared in Gwen 10, the non-canon episode in which he tried to obtain the Omnitrix from Gwen, but then he was blasted, and after a brief fight on his ship, he was knocked out, but then managed to jump onto the rest bucket to try and finally get it, but Grandpa Max, as upgrade, blasted him onto the roof, and then Ben came up with the blaster and shot him right back into the ship, which caused it to blow up, because everything has to end in a fiery big explosion and all these stuff. His first true appearance that's non-canon or wasn't in a flashback, and his very only appearance was in the episode Back with a Vengeance, in which he was rescued by Kelvin from ice, and together they teamed up to try and obtain the Omnitrix. However, he got double-crossed by Kevin 11, in which he tried to take it for himself. But in the very end, he was tricked into obtaining a bomb and to obtain the Omnitrix when it really was a bomb, and caused him to be trapped in the null void forever. Until the next time. So he is a very good leader, as he is able to lead his drones to carry out his plan while he heals. He can communicate with his drones mentally or anyone that's connected to a drone. He is very strong, and his power cells are on his arms, so these little black spiky things, I don't know what to call them, sorry, can glow and make him even stronger. He was able to even lift a fuel tanker when he was on Kevin's Mega Cruiser. So he's very durable, as he was able to survive in ice, in space, for, we're going to say, about a month, maybe. So he has complete control of his ships and drones, however his ship keeps getting destroyed. So he's very intelligent and knows a lot about the Omnitrix. So he is equipped with an arsenal of weapons both on and off the ship. He has a super jump. He has an Omnitrix tracker. He also has a spike ball, which is shown to be very durable. It can shoot spikes, and it also makes him move very, very fast. He is very agile. He's a very good fighter. He has a DNA scanner. He has sharp claws. He knows about Ben's strengths and weaknesses, as shown in Back with a Vengeance, in which he pointed out to Kevin, don't go after Ben. Go after his family. That's his weakness. He knows about the null void. In fact, he's the one that actually describes the null void to us. And he knows how to control the null guardians via that technique that Grey Matter talks about. So, but he is determined to get the Omnitrix at any cost. And that's shown to be a very big weakness to him. He is shown to be a little bit slow, but that's not really bad. And his Omnitrix tracker is useless when it's timed out. When the Omnitrix is timed out. So this is the next villain, and here is his first line.
How did I find you? It wasn't difficult to track your alien exploits when you insist on helping people all the time. You thought you were such a big shot after stopping my mutated creations. But they were merely the beginning. I will not be denied my place in history. Destroy him!
Yeah, nice first line. 10 seconds. Good luck. So this is Dr. Animo. This is his season 2 version. You can see a little bit of a difference. So he's a human whose first and only appearance in season 2 was Dr. Animo and the Mutant Rat, in which he wanted to use the face palm of the Omnitrix, which he obtained in the Gator Fest, to add to his mutated ray, which will enable him to shoot the mutated ray up to a satellite, which will infect the entire globe with all mutations. Mutated creations, but then was stopped by Ben and Gwen with his now mutated ray, now unpowered, in the observatory, and he was arrested at the end of the episode, in which he said, "I'll get my revenge," which is pretty much what he said in season 1. Hence why Gwen was saying, "Ain't this a familiar scene?" So he is a genius scientist who is seldom seen without his greatest invention, the transmodulator, which can mutate any creature he points it at. He can control any creations he makes, and has a little knowledge on the Omnitrix. We don't know how much of an extent he has knowledge on it, but it's shown that he has at least a little knowledge on it. So he has a robotic pair of gloves in season 2. These things. This is the best picture I could find. This gives him some super strength and the ability to shoot lasers, and can also control his mutated ray with them. And also, I like the fact that they were hinting with his gorilla-like stance whenever he walks with them. That was sort of hinting at future Dr. Animo, and for any Ben 10 fan, you'll understand why. Because future Dr. Animo is a gorilla. We'll get to him in, I think, actually season 3. But as pointed out by his landlord, he's mentally disturbed. He's also single-mindedly focused on one true goal, and has no unique powers of its own, meaning that he relies very heavily on his mutated creations. He's very easily distracted and tends to brag a lot. That came out way wrong. He tends to brag a lot. I mean, did you hear his first line? I mean, that was a long first line. Seriously. So this is the next guy. 10 seconds. Good luck. He has no understandable first line. So this is the villain known as now 6-6. So his first line is not understandable. We don't know what he says. He is a Sotoragian. I can never pronounce any of these alien names. Who first appeared in the episode The Galactic Enforcers. He was the main villain of the episode, in which he teamed up with a new villain named Volcanus to obtain the element X, which he obtained, and some iron ore. Together, those make a super bomb, which is able to destroy the entire universe. But he was caught at the forgery, mixing all the elements, and was last seen trapped with Volcanus in hardened lava, and was teleported onto Ultimo's. Again with pronunciations. Man, that's not doing well today. Ultimo's ship. Blech. Tongue twister. So he is a bounty hunter, so he has a lot of stuff. So he has a jetpack, which enables him to fly. He has a laser gun. One of them shoots discs. One of those disc versions can aid him when there's multiple targets around him. Sort of like a sonic disc, in which it blasts all around. And another that is a sonic disc, as shown with Synepitech. I don't want to pronounce that name ever again. So he has grenades, rocket launcher, grapple hooks, an Omnitrix tracker, a laser saw. He has very durable armor. He has extra slots for his real hands to come out. He is a fighter. He can shoot missiles. He has the laser bomb. one that acts as a taser, one that acts as a blinding light, and regular laser bombs. He has multiple tentacles that can come out, robotic tentacles. He has a special knife that is able to disable cannon bolt and make them unfurl. He has a laser whip, and he has that self-tying rope. So, I mean, look at this guy. You can't say that this guy has stuff. Look, there's 3 pockets there. There's 2 slots right there. So, some weaknesses that he has. He can't speak English with only a few, like Crab and now Volcanus, that is able to understand what he actually is saying. If you can access his device, his jetpack is prone to go in haywire. He can be distracted very easily. He sometimes can be very lazy and can get very dizzy. So this is the next character. And here is his first line.
Me? I'm a hottie. Can't you tell?
10 seconds. So this is Kevin E11. His normal version, normal kid version. We'll get to the other version of him later on, as I'm considering that a new villain. So, and even if I wanted to include the mutated state, it would take up 5 million gazillion pages with all his powers there. So he is a human / Osmosian who first appeared in Framed, in which he framed Ben for all sorts of crimes like robbing a bank, hijacking a trolley, all this so he can get payback for what Ben did to him, turn him into this, I don't want to say like freak almost, but not freak, but more like mutated state. So he was framing him throughout the episode for using Ben's aliens to get back at Ben. But though we only see him in the episode Forearms, Heat Blast, Diamond Head. But when he pulls off his crimes, he then goes to Stinkfly to escape, and then they had a nice fight on top of the Golden Gate Bridge, in which after the fight, Ben actually won. He puts his fist down and says, "No, I'm not gonna fight you. I'm gonna have mercy on you." And Kevin didn't want mercy, and so he goes and mutates one final time to try and take out Ben. And that's how we get introduced to Kevin 11's mutated state. So he is able to absorb technology, sometimes destroying it, and can discharge the energy too. And after absorbing the energy from the Omnitrix, he has all of the alien powers and is able to mutate between them. And he also appears stronger than Ben when mutated. And yet now he also knows all of Ben's aliens, all their strengths, all their weaknesses. However, he needs to recharge and is vulnerable to timeouts. When he gains the powers of the aliens, he gains their weaknesses as well. And when he gained the powers of the Omnitrix, he said he can only stay human for a brief amount of time. And often he looks out only for himself and appears arrogant at some times. So this is the next character, and here's his first line.
It's that kid who took down Zombozo.
10 seconds. So this villain is known as Thumbscald. He is a mutated human who first appeared in the episode Ghost Freaked Out, in which he worked with the other circus freaks to try and nab some trophies. Unfortunately, that failed, and they went into hiding in the university. Eventually, they met up with the new villains to Scare, in which they teamed up with him to try and nab Ben and obtain the Omnitrix. But that also failed, and he was eventually locked in a storage container and arrested at the end of the episode. So he is super strong and has a super slam attack and was durable as he was able to bend a bar on his neck with no visible pain. However, he is not the smartest villain Ben has had, and is slow and has slow reactions, and he also can be affected by Acid Breath's breath. So here is the next villain, and here's her first line.
That was a sweet gig working for that clown, and you ruined it. Now it's payback time.
10 seconds. So this is the villain known as Freightwig. Again, another mutated human who also first appeared in Ghost Freaked Out, in which she also worked with the other good circus freaks to steal some trophies, but failed. They ran away and hid out in some dark part of the university. And then she teamed up with Scare to try and nab Ben and obtain the Omnitrix for Scare. But then after a battle with Grandpa Max and Gwen, she slipped on some grease and was trapped in the container that contained that grease and was arrested at the end of the episode. So she can grab items with her hair, bending and twisting them to her will. Her hair is very durable and strong. She can whip her hair for a brutal attack and can carry items with her hair. She also has a very deadly spin attack. She is very agile and her hair is able to deflect attacks, and she is able to climb walls with her hair. However, she can be dragged if she is not able to stop whatever she grabbed, and she also can be wrapped up in her own hair. So this is the next villain.
See what I mean? Easy money.
That was his first line. 10 seconds. Good luck. So this is the villain known as Acid Breath, a mutated human who first appeared in Ghost Freaked Out, in which he led the circus freaks to try and steal some of Bankrock's trophies, but failed and then ran into hiding in a dark part of the university. He then teamed up with Scare to try and nab Ben and obtain the Omnitrix with Scare. And after a battle with Grandpa Max and Gwen, his mouth was put out by a fire extinguisher and then was knocked out by the fire extinguisher and arrested at the end of the episode, along with Muffled. So, as indicated by his name, he has acidic breath, which is able to dissolve any item. He is shown to be somewhat agile, and besides his acid breath, he also has acid spit as well. However, he is useless if his mouth is covered or put out, like with an extinguisher. And as seen in the first step, in his very first appearance, he can be restrained by a type of harness. He has very slow reactions sometimes, and he can be affected by his own breath, if you're able to do that. So this is the next villain that is coming back for revenge. Here's his first line.
Caster, I've been waiting.
10 seconds. Good luck. So this is the villain known as Hex, who first appeared in Tough Luck, in which he used Charmcaster to break out of prison, and then used her to also try and rebirth the charms of Bizelle, and succeeded. But he was unfortunately double-crossed by Charmcaster, who wanted them for herself, and then was drained of his magic at the end of the episode. It is unknown where he is now. So he has knowledge on magic, and he has multiple spells like levitation, which includes water, people, objects, sometimes himself. He can summon explosions. There's also a gas version of it. He has flames that follow the target. He can shoot crystals. He has a blinding light. He has handcuffs made of magic. A shield. He's able to bring objects to life. He can form a cyclone. He can transport by smoke, which is able to melt metal and transport others with him. and there's also a target version that can kill multiple people and has sonic waves. He oftentimes can possess the charms of Bazel and the Staff of Ages. He is very agile and is considered a master magician. However, he is easily caught by surprise. Most of his spells are useless when he is knocked out. He is almost powerless without his charms and his staff. He can be often too reliant on Charmcaster, and tends to look down on her, often underestimating how powerful she could be. So here is the next villain, and here is his first line.
I thought you retired from the plumbing business, Mr. Tennyson. Or may I call you Max?
10 seconds. So this is Enoch, who is a human who first appeared in Ultimate Weapon, in which he tries to obtain the Sword of Actua, which is able to level cities with ease and essentially control the fate of humanity. And by doing this, he wanted to obtain the Mask of Apuk, and he followed Ben to where the oil company that found it was holding it and managed to nab it, but unfortunately but Ben nabbed it back, and they were able to... No, he kept the mask. Sorry. Some of these episodes I may not be as familiar with, as I'm not really keen on these episodes, but he managed to go all the way to the temple as to where they were holding it, but Ben managed to lead them all the way to the secret holding chamber of the Sword of Actua, and after a brief battle, he actually succeeded and picked up the sword, all triumphant, and then it crumbled to pieces. And he was last seen trying to pick up what remained of the sword as the temple crumbled around him. It is unknown if he made it out alive or not. I'm not saying a word. So he has control of the Forever Knights as of now. He has a lot of money. He has knowledge on aliens and alien tech. He has knowledge on regular tech as well. He seems to be very durable, but no punches on him were taken. But now there were, so now we know that for a fact that armor is pretty durable. So he's very intelligent. He has a grapple gun and a laser sword. He can run very fast. He owns a car and a helicopter. The helicopter is referred to as the Bird. He knows of ancient legends. He has a shield that can double as a boomerang. And he has the self-tying rope. However, he can be easily distracted and can be dead set on objectives that can often place him in perilous situations. So this is the next villain, or henchman, however you want to see it, and here's his first line.
Fire in the hole!
10 seconds. And this is the last person. So these guys are Forever Knights. So they are human. I am going to assume that some of them may be robot, who first appeared in Ultimate Weapon, in which two in trench coats escorted Enoch throughout the episode and aided him also throughout the episode, even trying to blow up the door to the temple, and Aiden in trying to defeat the villain of the neutral character of Apuk. However, it is unknown if any of them made it out alive of the temple, as the temple crumbled. So they have knowledge on aliens and alien tech, as well as regular tech. Some are equipped with a staff that can shoot lasers. They are very durable. Some are expert scientists. Some they are very intelligent. Some are equipped with a laser sword and shield. They can run very fast. Some are very good drivers. Some are very agile. Some of them are very agile. Some are equipped with an electronic base, and some have dynamite with an alarm. They also can be pretty fast in their armor as well. I also meant to note that in Enoch as well. However, they can be knocked out with enough force. They usually don't know what to do if they are not given orders, and they usually have slow reactions. Thank you guys for watching. like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the new villains. So long.